Goose. Alright guys, it's time to check out the latest Mario adventure, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Brothers for the 3DS.
I'm more of a strawberry jam man myself.
It's not that kind of jam, Parjo. Paper Jam is actually a crossover of the Mario and Luigi series and the Paper Mario series. And like those games, this is a role-playing game. So don't go into this expecting the usual Mario platforming. This is focused on turn-based combat and leveling up.
Yes, and their worlds have literally crossed over here. After clumsy old Luigi unwittingly causes the residents of the Paper Mario universe to spill out into their world.
You can't take Luigi anywhere, can you?
No, he does seem trouble-prone. And now it's double trouble for the Mushroom Kingdom, as Mario and Luigi have to deal with 2 Bowsers and save 2 princesses. But never fear, because there's also 2 Marios to save the day.
I thought it was odd that Paper Luigi didn't tag along.
One Luigi is enough, I think, Hex. Anyway, much like other Mario RPGs, you can't deal with baddies by simply jumping on their heads. Instead, you'll go into battles where you have to take turns launching attacks and dodging the enemy's attacks.
I found it interesting how each character is controlled by their very own button too. So the A button controls Mario, Luigi is on B, and Paper Mario on Y. It can be surprisingly tricky controlling all 3 of them at the same time during the heat of battle.
Yeah, and you need to have really good timing, since hitting their buttons at just the right moment is essential to dealing max damage or successfully dodging an attack.
Affirmative. But if you're finding it too hard, you can switch the game to easy mode at any time. This helps by slowing down attacks and by giving you a bigger window of opportunity, while also making your attacks stronger and enemy attacks weaker.
Guys, I wasn't a huge fan of the combat. I didn't like the quick-time, heavy nature of it, and I never had to change my tactics from one enemy to the next. It also takes ages to unlock new moves, so you only have a small handful of attacks available for most of the game. It just felt like I was doing the same mini-games over and over again, and that was a bit shallow and repetitive for my tastes.
At least the attacks are quite inventive, featuring things like games of soccer and tennis.
I didn't mind the combat. I mean, it's basic, but it's fun. Although one thing I didn't like was how you can't see how much health enemies have. I mean, why hide that? And it's especially annoying in long boss fights, since you don't know how close you are to beating them.
Outside of the battles, you'll be exploring classic areas of the Mushroom Kingdom. However, you'll find many areas are off limits at first. But as you progress through the story, your team will figure out special moves to help them overcome obstacles. And occasionally, you'll require the help of paper toads to move on. When that happens, you have to launch into special mini-levels, which have you looking for hidden toads or even sneaking past guards to free them.
Yeah, and sometimes the toads will go off and build these giant paper craft statues. And these are for you to compete in special battles against other giant paper craft statues.
These are all pretty simple, but at least they helped add some variety. What about the story? What did you think of that?
Well, sadly, there's nothing new there. It's the same old save the princess story that's in every other Mario game. Well, except that there are 2 princesses now. I did enjoy some of the humor, but these characters do love to talk. They just yap on and on at times.
You know you've maybe got too much dialogue when you have to include a fast forward button and characters keep asking you not to use it.
Well, at least it has that fast forward button. Anyway, we should wrap this up, guys. What are you giving it?
Well, I was expecting a bit more from this. It's just too repetitive for my liking, so I didn't have that much fun, you guys. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, it is a basic RPG, but it does the basics quite well. Plus, there is a lot of game here, so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.